I have a process, an exercise that I use in my program. I use them in my coaching as well. And it's called How to Build Your Own Motivation. And you would, what does that mean? What is it? Because I see it all the time. This is why I developed it. Everyone has something in their lives that they are meant to do that would cause them to become happy, fulfilled, and all of that. But sometimes we think, oh, I'm not motivated to do that. That's because you haven't remembered who you are. That's because you don't know what you have. And that's because you haven't been willing to move into that place. So, in this one process, I changed them around quite a bit, but let's just work with this one. I will have people go through their lives and just write down all the great things that you did. Whatever it might have been. It could have been something you did in school, a grade you got, or something you achieved, or something you didn't think of. And when you start writing those down, number one, what's going to happen is I have them go through it and I have them make a journal of it, because you won't remember them all. Because you've been focused on what you haven't done or where you haven't gotten, so you haven't appreciated who you are and what you've done. And that's why you're not motivated. That's why you don't have the energy to go to the next part of your life. So when someone goes through that, then we'll look at it and we'll talk about it a bit, and we start to notice patterns. We'll start to notice patterns that they've repeated throughout their lives, or something that was there within them that is starting to emerge. It's beginning to show up. And from there we say, oh wow, maybe you were meant to do this. Maybe this is your life purpose. Who knows? Well, you kept doing this for years. You did it when you were a kid, you came back here, and then you got afraid and you stopped. That's usually what's going on. Because something happened. It screwed up. You screwed up something, so you became embarrassed. Then you started to have shame about what you screwed up. Not understanding that all that stuff is what makes you valuable. All of the things that you think you screwed up, your failures, your mistakes, and all of that, are what make you valuable. Because see, if you were to sit down and look at those things and ask the other question, I'm combining two little processes here together. But then if you were to look at all those things you thought you failed at, you screwed up, you messed, what did I gain? What did I gain? And you just write that out. I'll have them go through that for a while too. Then we'll kind of look at both of them. And all of a sudden, we're starting to see who they are, because they've created these things they've forgotten about. Because they become natural. See, when you move through something, or when you develop something, or when you have a talent that was given to you that maybe you just had since birth, sometimes it's difficult for you to recognize it and to place value on it. And you're wondering, why can't I find something to do that causes me to feel valuable? Because you haven't identified the correct thing within you. And it may have been blocked for many, many years. Typically, for most of us, that is what occurs. So going through this kind of discovery, you see, will cause the person, you, to say, wait a minute, I've got a lot of stuff here that I could be using, I could be utilizing, and it could be enjoyable for me. And you know how you know when you get to that place? Because then you're enjoying your life. That's just what it is. You start to find that place that you will enjoy who you are. You start to appreciate yourself. It takes work. I mean, I developed these. You have got to understand, I developed all of these things because of my life. It took me forever, but I developed them and I use them because I know that they work. And this is just a little bit that I'm giving you here, but I want you to see that if you were to sit down and actually go through this, you know, in the process I give to everyone when we're working together, it's a little more involved in that because there are questions and things I want you to think about, but you could do this just on your own. You know, just look at those things that you have accomplished that you've forgotten about. That was a surprising one for me, and I went through that with my associate because I completely forgot about everything. As we were trying to put together a little bio and a little something that I'm working on the website, and I'm thinking of all the things that I had done and experienced and created and all that. I go, oh. I guess I'm pretty valuable. I guess I have a lot of worth. You see, but that's everyone. I do that exact same thing with every single person because I know that you have it. Except you may have been judging yourself. You may have been embarrassed. You haven't been willing to own your story. You have one. That's you. Your story is valuable. There's nothing wrong with it. you have a great story. You may not have figured it out. You may not like the one that you're telling now. However, you were given that story because it has value. Whatever you think of it now, it still has value just as you do. And this is what I do. And this is the only thing that I do in my life that I love, because I seeing people become empowered and own their dreams and start living that and becoming happy and letting go of all the stress. There's nothing that is more fulfilling and valuable than that. Right? I know you guys will get something out of it. And if you're here on my channel, my YouTube channel, and it's your first time, please subscribe, like the video, and share it with others.